All right, welcome back to Yoga with Tim. Today I'm joined here again with Stacy. Stacy is a local teacher in Orange County. Check her out if you're ever in town. Stacy Gibson. Also, she's on Instagram, StugGibbs. Check her out on there. So Stacy's gonna be demonstrating the poses today while I teach, and we're gonna work on opening up our quads and our psoas to try this kind of funky variation pose. We'll give it a shot, see how it goes. So let's get started on your back in Supta Baddha Konasana. Lie down with the soles of the feet together and the knees wide apart. So just rest one hand on your belly and feel your belly rise and fall with your breath. So when we get like all out of sorts, when we get stressed out, our breath is affected by that. So our nerves have an effect on our breath, and our breath has an effect on our nerves. So if we can start to change the way that we're breathing, it can actually start to like calm down and cool the nervous system. So when we get started in the practice, we want to enter the practice nice and calm and relaxed so that the muscles can relax as much as possible, but then work when we need them to work. So by relaxing here on your mat and just watching your breath, feel how naturally your body's starting to calm down. Naturally you're shifting gears just by watching your breath. Then bring your knees together. Hug your right knee into your chest and stretch your left leg out along the floor. Drive through your left heel like it's pressing into a wall. Let your thigh descend. Change legs. Hug your left knee in. Stretch your right leg out. Then bend both knees, set both feet on the floor. So here's the thing, when you're doing yoga poses, if you're not working the backs of your legs and your buttocks, right, then you're gonna be holding a lot of tension in the front of your pelvis and in your quads. So we want the legs to work evenly in your standing poses. That's gonna help with your flexibility. So we're gonna do a little exercise here on your back to help to turn on the backs of your legs. So as you exhale, I want you to lift your hips up, but keep your front ribs in, and then feel the backs of the legs start to squeeze, like you're moving the butt towards the back of the knee and the back of the knee towards the bottom of the butt. Hold there, and also pretend like you're holding a ball in between, like a half-size basketball in between your knees. And as you hold in with the legs, feel the leg muscles turn on, and then slowly lower yourself down. We'll just go up and down a few times to feel those muscles start to warm up. As you exhale, lift your buns up and feel the backs of the legs, feel the buttocks turn on. Inhale, lower yourself down. Exhale, lift yourself back up. Contract your hamstrings. Contract the buttocks without denting the side butt in. Inhale, slowly lower. 2 more times. Exhale, lift the hips up. Inhale, slowly lower. 1 more time. Exhale, lift your hips up and hold. Now stretch your arms up to the ceiling and reach them all the way over and keep holding your hips up. Good, then lower your hips down and hug your knees into your chest. All right, roll up to seated. And stretch back into your first down dog. Stretch down evenly through your hands. Wrap from your triceps down into your middle 3 knuckles. Plug your inner arms into the socket as you stretch down even through your hands. Then from down dog, step your right foot all the way up by your right thumb. And lower your left knee down onto the floor. Pause there for a breath. Then bring your hands onto your right knee and start to upright yourself. Plug from your navel up the front of your spine to lift your chest. Take your left arm forward and raise your left arm up. Then bring your left hand to your right knee. Curl your back toes under. And keeping the tail long and your belly lifted, start to lift the back knee up off the mat. So feel on your right leg, yes, your quads are working, but also feel that you're using the press of the heel to also work the back of your leg and your buttock. Then take your arms forward and start to raise your arms up. As the arms went up, are you still into that right leg evenly? Good, bring your hands back down to the mat and step back into plank pose. Stretch straight back to down dog. From down dog, step your left foot all the way up by your left thumb and lower your back knee down. Bring your hands to your left knee and slowly start to upright yourself. Lift up your belly. Then take your right arm forward and raise it up. Good, now bring your right hand to your left knee, curl your back toes under, and start to lift your back leg up, but keep the length through your tailbone, keep the front of your lower belly lifted up towards your chest. And as you let the left thigh bone, pretend like you're allowing the thigh to drop down away from the skin on the front of the leg. Then take your arms forward, still stay into that leg, and raise your arms up. And just feel how differently it feels like you're working the leg to hold this way. Nice job. Bring your hands back down, step back to plank, and stretch back to down dog. Good, then set your left knee down onto the mat, side plank, open up to your right. And hold here with your knee down or stretch your left leg out behind your right. Reach down evenly through your left hand, press down through your middle three knuckles, roll the inner upper arm forward, inner shoulder to outer shoulder, and spread across your collarbones. Then change sides, right hand, right knee down. Start with the knee down, even if you decide to take it back. And with the knee down, let your chest open up and lean your head back into alignment with your spine. Then stay there or maybe stretch your right leg out behind your left. Reach through your right hand evenly. Work your spine longer as you work through your legs. All right, then slowly stretch back into down dog. And from down dog, walk your feet forward up to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back, elongate your spine. Exhale, fold deeper. Inhale into chair pose, bend knees, sit back, Utkatasana. Then come all the way up to stand and release your arms at your side. Inhale into chair pose, bend your knees, sit your hips back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Step back one leg at a time into plank. Hold in your plank, strong in your core, but now turn on the legs. Squeeze the backs of the legs, squeeze the fronts of the legs, squeeze the buttocks. Draw your belly up, get longer, and then slowly stretch back to downward facing dog. Then from down dog, step your right foot all the way up by your right thumb. Turn your back heel on its side for warrior one. Lift from your belly and come up straight up through the midline. Good, down dog, stretch back. Step your left foot up to your left thumb. Turn your back heel down, lift your belly and come up through the midline. Downward facing dog, stretch back. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or jump up to the front. Inhale, Ardha, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose, bend your knees, sit your hips back. Come all the way up to stand, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale into chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Step back to plank and lower slow to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog, stretch back. Okay, cool. So holding that down dog for a couple breaths. Then step your right foot up for warrior two. Come right up into warrior two. All right. From warrior two, straighten your right leg and reach for triangle pose. Probably want to have a block ready for half moon. Okay, here we go. Bend your right knee. Put your right hand a foot in front of your pinky toe and step up to balance. Don't know why I'm talking like this. All right. Then bend your left knee. Bring your left heel to your buttock. Then see if you can reach back with your left hand and grab your foot or your ankle. All right, if it's too much on your back or your knee, don't worry about it. Just work on classic half moon. Then open back up if you're holding your foot. And as smooth as you can, go into warrior two now. Bend your right knee and slide back. Good job. All right, bring your hands back down to the mat. Step right back to down dog. Step your left foot, warrior two. Inhale, come up. Then straighten your left leg and reach out for triangle pose. The thigh keeps turning out, just like we practiced yesterday. Then look down, bend your knee, put your hand a foot in front of your pinky toe on the block maybe, and step up. Okay, cool. So that back heel, it's an inch above your pelvis. You got it up. Now see if you can bend the knee, bring the heel to the butt, and maybe reach back and take a hold of your foot. Keep turning your left outer hip out of your lower back. Then open up your chest. Good. Release your foot, open back up, steady. Bend your left knee and slide back to warrior two, smooth as you can. Good. I think. Did you do good? I'm not sure. Okay, I hope you did good. Then hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Cool. From down dog, look in between your hands and jumper step up to the front. Inhale, Ardha, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Press down through your feet and inhale, come all the way up. Exhale the hands to your heart. Okay, this next stretch is called physical education. This is the stretch that you did in PE when you were in junior high school. So you're gonna bring your left heel to your buttock and then reach back with your hand to grab a hold of your foot. Okay, now once you get your foot, just work on standing up tall. Then see if you can take your right arm up and still stay steady. Good, then release your foot, lower your arm down, change sides. Bend your knee and reach back for your foot. If it's difficult to get the knee to bend that much, you can start by hugging your knee in like this, seal the heel towards you, and then hook the foot and drop it down. It's just like a little cheat way to get into it. Maybe take your right arm up once you're steady. Good, lower that leg down and release the arm. Okay, now you're ready to run the mile. Let's go for it. Okay, inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back to down dog or take a vinyasa. That was when they used to make people stretch before they ran, and then we found out that that's really bad for your body. So sorry, children of the 80s and 90s. Your bodies are permanently screwed up from all that. Okay, from down dog, step your right foot all the way up to your right thumb and lower your left knee down. Okay, so from here we're gonna try a similar stretch. So if you're very tight in your hips or in your spine and it's a lot just to hold here, then you can also come up on blocks. That's cool. If it gets you better into the stretch, you can feel which one you like better. Then if you want to add on to go a little deeper and get the same quad stretch we've been working, see if you can bring your left heel towards your butt and then reach back with your hand to take a hold of it. That's pretty good. Okay, if it's not working out for you because it's too much on your knee, you don't have that opening yet to reach back for that foot, then just keep your foot down and work with your hands down. And then one day your body will start to be more willing to go into it. And then that's the day when you go for it. But you don't want to force or jam yourself. Okay, release that foot. And now we're going to start the preparation for the splits. What? Okay, let's give it a shot. Bring your hips back over top of your left knee. Don't get scared. Then start to wiggle your right foot forward so the leg is straight. And let's keep the foot pointed at first. Plantar flex is what that's called. So that we can open up the front of the ankle. Maybe some of the toes are trying to like resist the floor. So just work on stretching all the toes, opening up all the toes down into the floor, into the mat. Then dorsiflex the foot, pull the toes back towards you, and you might slide the heel forward like you saw Stacy do a little bit more to get into the stretch better. But in this position, instead of hunching over, keep elongating your spine, reaching your heart forward and up. And then with your right big toe mound, visualize like you're pushing it into a wall, or like kind of like a gas pedal, like you're pushing. But then from your big toe mound, the inside of your big toe mound, draw a line up the inseam of your leg into your hip socket and pull the leg deeper into the hip socket as you reach through the big toe mound at the same time. Then rebend your right knee and change legs. Left foot forward. Geez, Stacy. Right knee down. Everyone's trying to get serene and you're just throwing blocks. Okay, so with your back knee down, you can be on your fingertips or up on the blocks, whatever helps you to get into the stretch of your leg better while still being able to breathe evenly. It's really important that you're allowing the breath to move through the body. If you're overdoing, you'll feel the breath starting to become restricted. Then see if you can add on for phase 2 of this pose. Bend the knee. Thanks for keeping me on point. Bend the knee and maybe reach back with your hand for your foot or your ankle for 5 breaths. And if you're on the kneecap, try to bring your weight more to the top of the knee so like the kneecap isn't digging into the floor. Good, then release your foot and come into half splits. Bring your hips back over top of the knee. Wiggle your left foot forward and then point the toes. Reach down through the front of the ankle into the toes. And then dorsiflex your foot. Pull the toes back towards you. And draw that thigh bone deeper into the hip socket. As you open up through the big toe mound and reach to the big toe mound, draw from that line up the inseam of your leg all the way up into your hip socket. Then rebend your knee. And step back to down dog. From down dog, shift forward into plank pose. And slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Stretch your arms straight back behind you. As you press the tops of the feet down, lift the inner thighs. Then lift your shoulders, head, chest up off the mat. Then lift your right leg up just an inch. But feel when that leg goes up how the spine wants to twist, especially in the lower back. Keep both sides of the lower back long. Change legs, raise the left leg up just an inch. But just notice how the lower back wants to twist. Keep both sides of the lower back long and keep opening up your chest. Then press that foot down and lift both hands up off the mat without the shoulders rolling in. Good, lower yourself all the way back down. Then interlock the hands behind your back and come back up, Shalabhasana. Lift the shoulders, head, chest, legs up. If your shoulders are really tight, you could use a strap for your hands instead. Hold the hands shoulder distance apart. Then slowly lower back down and rest one cheek on the mat. Interlock the hands again, one more time, other index finger on top, and lift back up into locust. Good. Now bend your knees and bring your heels towards your butt. And see if your feet are right there and you feel like you could grab a hold of them without tweaking yourself, go ahead, grab a hold of your feet or your ankles. And hold, 5 breaths. Good, slowly lower yourself back down and rest the other cheek on the mat. All right, one more back bend. Come up onto your hands and your knees and place your blocks right next to your feet for camel preparation. Then place your hands onto your outer hips. Start to roll your chest up towards the ceiling. Pretend like there was a bar in your upper back and you're trying to back bend up and over it instead of leaning back. There. Now this might be enough just to stay here with your hands on your hips, or you might be able to back bend so much in your upper back that you could put your hands onto those blocks behind you. Then roll that chest open again and reach down through your shins as you breathe space through the front of your pelvis. Inhale, come back up. Good job. Sit back onto your heels. Take a breath. Then interlock your fingers in front of you. Turn your palms inside out and raise your arms up. If it's too much to sit on your heels like this, you could just sit cross-legged instead. Bring your arms back down. Change the interlock. Take the other index finger on top, turn your palms inside out and raise your arms up. Bring your arms back down. Bharadvajrasana. Now sweep your feet over to the left. Sit up tall first like Dandasana, then twist to your right. Left hand to the outside of your knee, right hand behind you. To get your hands in that position, you might have leaned slightly. Now grow tall again, straight up over your pelvis. Come back to center and change sides. Take your feet over to the right and twist to your left. Come back to center and stretch both legs straight out in front of you. Sit in Dandasana for a moment. Then cross your legs and fold forward. Inhale, come back up. Change sides, change the cross of your legs. And fold forward. Then lie down onto your back for corpse pose. So just let yourself start to get quiet here and still. Start from your feet. Relax your feet. Relax all the muscles in your legs. Let the abdomen soften. And let the muscles in your lower back, upper back, and neck start to soften and spread. Let go of the tension in your hands, your shoulders, and your neck. Let all the muscles in your face start to soften. Empty the jaw and the tongue. Let the inner ear open and the sinuses. And soften all around your eyes, the temples. Let the forehead soften. And let the eyes feel like they could release back. With each exhalation, let yourself sink a little bit deeper inward. Then slowly start to come back. Take a slightly fuller, deeper breath. Bend your knees. And roll over to your right side. Press yourself up to seated. Sit up tall with your palms together. Thank you. Namaste. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment below, let me know how it went for you today, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you tomorrow.